Hi, welcome back to episode 3 of Jungu Josh, where we talk about the trials and tribulations of Josh Maguire in the magical valley of Kalambula. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about what is your totem? Most of you would have heard about Jungu Josh by now, but just a quick recap again. The story of Jungu Josh is about Josh Maguire from London, and he ventures into East Africa with his researcher mother, and she is missing. And he now has to find the missing pieces of the puzzle to find out where she is, if she's still alive, and how to get away from an evil professor who's hot on his heels. With the help of 3 central characters, Ngandu the Wise, Njeri the Warrior Girl, and Charlie the Art Wolf, he may not only find answers about his missing mother, but also about the evil that's not only the professor, but the evil forces on its way from the east, and the role he has to play in the future. Now, the story of Jungu Josh is contained in these 3 books: The Golden Calabash, die Goue Kalbas in Afrikaans, The Warrior of Abu Monja, and The Waters of Wafu. Now, we also explain more about what's happening with Josh in this series on the website. That's jungujosh.com. Here you'll find more about myself, the story of Josh, the different characters, the map of Kalambula, and also the Magani language that I've created for this series. Now today we're going to talk about something else on the website, and hold on to your horses. It's going to be an interesting one. It's about the totem animals. On the Jungu Josh website, you can do a quick test and find out what your totem animal is. What's this all about? Like most African tribes, in Kalambula, the tribes there all have a system of totem animals. And every person will have their own spirit animal. That's an animal with specific character traits that link with you. So the main totem animals in Kalambula are the following. We've got the elephant, the Yemboro in Magani. These are the mystical people, those that delve deeper into the meaning of life. They believe nothing is per chance and everything has a reason behind it. Ngandu, the wise man, who is very mystical, is definitely a Yemboro, an elephant. Then there's the Injenzas, the lions. They are the CEOs of the world, the leaders. They can mobilize people. Then we have the owls, the Kudizis. They are the intellectuals. They read a lot. They know everything about everything. Very analytical. The Nguzanzas, the cheetahs, beautiful animals. They are your conveners in life. They bring people together. They are very hospitable and very interested in everybody's life story. The intriguing Chengus, the leopards. They are the loners of this world. They function the best on their own. They're very mysterious. And therefore, Njeri is definitely a Chengu, living on her own in the jungle. Then the cute honeybirds, the Jandengas. They have green fingers. They love nature more than they love people. And that's why Sylvia is also a Jandenga. Then we have the social butterflies known as the zebras, the Mbedzas. They are the life of the party and very popular. Then the eagles, the Jaduas. They also prefer to fly alone, but unlike the Chengus, they can mobilize people. They just prefer being on their own. Then we have the giraffes, the Nyansas. They just talk and talk and talk. They are our communicators in life. I bet you've met a lot of those people. And who are the Picassos and the Monets of this world? It's the art wolves. These are the creative artists, those who think out of the box. Last but not least, we have Josh's totem animal, the honey badger, the Zimbila. They are the fighters, the feisty ones in life. They never give up. If you push them down, they'll pop up somewhere else. So I'm very excited to hear what your totem animal is. I'm a Yemboro, an elephant, for example, but comment down below. I want to see. Now, I'm going to tell you something I've never told anybody else. So there's another side to this totem animal system. The 11 animals I just told you about are those main totem animals who we can see in the light. These are animals that have positive traits. But there's also a dark side. Now, most people start off in the lights but over time they venture into darkness. Let's take the evil professor, for example. He started off as a lion, a mobilizer, a leader of people. But over time, he stepped into darkness, and now he's the Impisi, the hyena. And you've seen them in life, many people starting off as Jandengas, ending up as crows. Eagles who've turned into vultures, and aardwolves who have become wild dogs. So how does this happen? How do people start off in the light but end up in darkness? It's when people don't take up their responsibility in life. We've talked about this in episode 1 when we talked about what a Jungu is. If you are only here for immediate gratification and you don't work on your long game, the long-term goals of why you are here on earth, you often end up in darkness. It's when people forget this central question: who am I? Where am I going? But more importantly, what can I offer this world? Because let's be honest, the world is mostly lost, and we are lost in it, and we have to navigate back to what our goals are and what we can give back to society. And so if you find yourself already part of the scavenger group, there's an easy way to get out of this, and that's to be honest with yourself. When was the last time that you felt you had something unique and interesting to offer back to the world? Focus on that. And for you to do that, you have to be aware of what your strengths are. And that will help you play the long game. For those of you who are definitely one of the main types of totem animals, the zebras and the aardwolves of life, how do you sustain that? Is to focus on the end product, the dream, not to get caught up in the process. Because most people find a day very difficult, then they lose sight of the bigger picture, and they just get tangled up in a lot of problems. Focus on the dream, the process will follow. Yes, this might sound a bit soppy and kumbaya, but I've found over the years that it's sometimes the more corny stuff in life that stays with you and helps you navigate this journey. So that's another episode of Jungu Josh. Again, looking forward to seeing what your Totem Animals is. Comment below. I'll also include the Jungu Josh website link down below. Down below, what can I say? I'll also include the website link. See you in the next episode. That's that. I am very looking hooky. Okay. looking wookie. Okay.